Greetings, comrades. 1 second. Okay. Overkill Killer is back with part 9 of Blue Rush Overkill episode 32. Doom to Unleash, PCorf Community Project, and yeah, the previous video, I meant to say part 8, but I kept saying part 7. Like, you see what happens when you take too long of a break from making videos? Start making mistakes. But you know, we're only human. Form cross up there. But yeah, I do have one thing to talk about. My solid state drive, it actually didn't come in today. It said it would come today by 8 o'clock, but it didn't. But it should come within a few days, hopefully. This is actually more of a fault of the post office, not Amazon. It's getting shipped from USPS, not UPS, FedEx, USPS, United States Postal Service. Just didn't show up in time, so I can't say I'm surprised, you know, given, you know, New Year's Day, you know, Christmas time, because I actually ordered my drive the day after Christmas. So of course that would happen. Anyway, let's see if I can finish this one up tonight. What that's about. Okay, so okay. I was about to say, is there a way out? Oh, sweet. But that okay. Get out this way at least. Yeah, just keep spamming those. But I did record some footage for my solid state drive video, which is coming soon. Whenever I get the drive and actually try it out. But yeah, Fallout 4, Gary's Mod, and Skyrim, those are the 3 main games that can be the focus of that, because those are my 3 most played games. And thus the games that will be going on the solid state drive. And yes, Samsung 850 EVO. 1 terabyte, because those games are pretty large, so I might as well have plenty of room for it, and a few others. I'm just gonna try to blaze through this if I can, because I kind of want to see what the secret levels are, and of course get this episode out of the way, so I can finally get to move these to the M.2 drive. Probably won't be much of a performance increase, but hey, again, classic Doom games don't take up that much space. Figured, why not? Like, even with the source port, all, you know, Ultimate Doom, Doom 2, and Final Doom, I guess even Master levels, you know, even with the source port, all that barely take up half a gigabyte. I still got a decent amount of space, so I mainly reserve it for like programs like antivirus and of course the OS itself. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm trying out a new movie making program. I've been looking up YouTube and I found a really good one called DaVinci Resolve, I believe what it was. I tried one before called Shotcut, but honestly, wasn't quite to my liking. For some reason, audio would not work on clips that I downloaded, but on DaVinci Resolve it does. And it's, yeah, I just tried a little bit. It does control just like Windows Movie Maker, which for some reason has been discontinued. Now there's like a video maker for on the Photos app for Windows, but I tried it and it's complete ass. It only does pictures. It doesn't do video clips or anything like that, so that's already a no-go for me. Just gonna look at that. Oh, and of course I shut it near the blue key door. But yeah, I'm sure it'll come sometime tomorrow, hopefully, because I probably want to get home from work, because I go to work at 10 tomorrow, so yeah. before then, though, I'm gonna take some time to, you know, reroute some of the wires, cables in my in Proteus. Because I decided to take the hard drive cage, move that up there, and then move the hard drives and the solid state in that cage. Because the cable from the power supply that powers the SATA power cables, yeah, they can fit in the bottom, but it's kind of hard to fit a third hard drive tray in the bottom shelf of that small cage in the fixed cage on the bottom. So I figured I might as well, you know, just get the separate drive. It'll make it a little easier to manage cables as well. Though I need to find another spot for that little Molex connector that I use to power the fans. Yeah, I gotta think about that. I'm sure I'll find a good spot for it. But I don't pay too much mind right now. I'll be talking on for a long time and not focus on actually playing through this. I do plan on doing this as well. I'm just gonna jump down here so Borscht can do its job. Yeah, for those who do have a NZXT Phantom 10, you know what I'm talking about. The separate hard drive cage. It has like 4 additional trays to put hard drives and solid state drives in. Yeah, you can remove that so you can make room for larger graphics cards. But it'll kind of be a while before I do get a solid state, another graphics card. I think I'm gonna go with the 1060 route. And that's what I'm gonna do after this. I'll start setting a little money aside every week, and I'll go towards a new graphics card, a 1060. I'm gonna go for the 6 gigabyte, and I'm gonna go with EVJ. You know, I like EVJ. I use 2 of their graphics cards, the 750 Ti and my current 960, and they're good cards. They run good, you know, and the design, they're clean, nothing fancy about them. Plus, it's kind of blocked off anyway. Like again, if you had the Phantom 410, there's a clear like plastic window, but it doesn't show the entire interior of the case. It just shows like where the CPU is. Like even where I'm sitting, you can barely see the top of the graphics card. Plus all the fans and stuff, it's gonna be facing downward, so it kind of defeats the purpose of having a fancy looking graphics card. So I stick with EVJ. You know, again, they do the job well, and the designs are simple, they're clean, nothing super fancy. I know RGB lights are all the craze with computer stuff these days, but oh, get this. I forgot what company it is, but there's a company making a solid state drive that has RGB lights. Like, okay, maybe this RGB thing's going a little too far, don't you think? I can imagine someone making a meme with the exhibit saying, "Yo dog, I heard you like RGB lights, so we put RGB lights in your RGB lights, so you can enjoy your RGB lights while enjoying your RGB lights." Try saying that 3 times fast. But there we go. What I try to do with the hard drives, I try to move them down. But for some reason, I don't think NZXT thought the design through that very well. Keep in mind, this is an old case, like maybe back in 2011. Buried Eons by Jerry Sheppy. Anyway, yeah, for some reason I can't fit. Okay. No, give me 1 second. Let me show you. Okay, I just want to talk about this just to get this out of the way. Okay, so here's the NZXT Phantom 410, right? This is the white version. You know, it's the same thing. Now, that middle hard drive cage, you can remove that just to make way for larger graphics cards or improve airflow, whichever. But the bottom rack down there, it's fixed, like it's there. And you cannot fit a third tray down there. Even though it looks like you can, it's actually not possible. So, yeah. I actually thought you could, but then I looked into it and said, wait, there's no way for that to hold there. So yeah, the hard drives are definitely going to stay on the bottom. But yeah, I am going to move the, set the cage in just to screw in the solid state drive, because as far as I can tell, there's no way to, you kind of have to use one of the cages to install a solid state drive, so. Like, I'm just, just showing this just to get it out of the way. But yeah, you kind of have to use the cages and those trays for the solid state drive. There's no like a lot of cases these days, they have like slots usually in the back of the, like on the right side panel. Where you put the standoffs for the motherboard and stuff. Usually, for these new cases, they have a compartment to put a solid state drive in, but unfortunately, this does not. So I had to settle with using these trays. And yeah, I honestly thought you could fit 3 trays down here, but you can't. So yeah, definitely this hard drive is going to be in the bottom, and the solid state drive will have to occupy this one cage. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of real estate, but just to get that out of the way. Anyway. Okay, now that I got that explanation out of the way, we can get back to the slaughter. Yeah, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I even showed it, Now, if I did say you could fit 3 in that bottom cage, then I stand corrected. I actually misworded that, but yeah, you can only fit 2 down there. Even though it looks like you can put a 3rd one in, you can't. See, I'm gonna have to put in that extra hard drive cage, but I have to reroute the wires first, because a good majority of the wires are kind of blocking access to the area where that hard drive cage would sit. But it shouldn't be too long. All I gotta do is unplug the wires, reroute them a little. I'm gonna put the cage in first, then reroute the wires. Ooh, excuse me. And maybe, I don't know if I still have those NZXT fans that came with the case. I might move one. I might put one in that hard drive cage and plug it into that connector. So there's 6 3-pin slots in that Molex connector I got. Ooh, indicator. And 5 of them are already occupied, of course. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I stand corrected. Well, I guess we won't be doing that second fan, because I forgot. 5 120mm fans and 1 140mm fans, so yeah. All the slots in that connector are taken up, so yeah. Oh, man. Brain fart. I guess it's going to be a little more smoothly now that I got the good old vinegar back. I'm just going to launch a few of these. I don't care if it crashes or not. I hope it doesn't crash if I do this while it's on an M.2 drive. If it does, then wow. Yeah, it's glitching out the sound. Well, I killed a good portion of the map, but not all of it. One more. Yeah. Well, my case has plenty of airflow anyway, so I don't have to worry too much about adding another fan on that hard drive case. It is handy, though. It's definitely handy, but, But yeah, I did a few because I might as well get them out of the way. Fallout 4 with mods, mind you. Took about a minute to go from main menu to load a save game. Out in the outdoor area, mind you. I decided doing the outdoor because I think it's a more of a appropriate stress test. There's a lot of stuff. It's a little more taxing outdoors than indoors. Skyrim honestly runs okay already, but I figured I might as well. For some reason I can't select the rocket boots. And Gary's mod, I loaded up GM Construct. I'll emphasize this a lot on that clip. I have hundreds of mods from Gary's Mod, including... that does not include mods from Face Punch and other sites. It took about a minute to load up GM Construct. And Skyrim... honestly didn't take that as long, like... it took about 30 seconds or so. So... imagine how quickly it'll load on an SSD. And especially a Samsung 850 EVO. Which is probably the best SATA SSD on the market. You know, SATA really, you know, I should say Samsung, you know, Samsung are savants when it comes to solid state drives. You know, I know the 500 gigabyte variant is probably the most popular one, but when I hear the larger the capacity, the faster it actually is. So that's something to think about. But you know, if you don't have like hundreds of games like I do, then and you only use it for like booting or you know, like your most used programs like movie editing software or anything like that, then just go with a 500 gig or even a 250 gig. That should be more than enough for your needs. But, you know, I have a lot of games and you know, Gary's Mod, Fallout 4, so I've been playing them a lot, and I honestly think they would benefit from faster boot times. Like actually get to the game faster. So yeah, 1 terabyte, yeah, it's $300 bucks, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Again, Samsung are savants when it comes to solid state drives. Heck, my boot drive's a Samsung M.2. You know, 960 EVO. You know, I'm gonna say this right now. If you're making a new computer, I'm gonna give you a few tips. When you get a motherboard, make sure it has an M.2 slot, at least one. Because I've seen motherboards have at least 2, but really, just get one. And definitely go for a good M.2. There are a lot of good ones, but you know, if you want to get the most out of your money, go the Samsung route. I can tell you from experience that this 960 EVO, I can boot up my computer in ways I never thought possible. In fact, with this new update to Windows 10, you know, from login to start screen, it happens just like that. Like as soon as I press enter, I'm already at my desktop. That should tell you something. Now before the update, you know, it only took like, you know, 2 or 3 seconds tops. But now it's pretty much instantaneous. So yeah. If you're gonna make a new computer, you want fast boot times, don't use a hard drive for your boot drive. Get a solid state drive, or better yet, get an M.2 drive. They're even faster. Now, I think the M.2 drives are mainly for, you know, boot drives. You know, putting your most used programs in like your, you know, web browsers, antivirus, you know, video software, stuff like that. Lost my spammers. Blasted away. Yeah, regular solid state drives can also be used for boot drives, but you know, I purchased an M.2 drive for my programs, and soon my classic Doom games, with the source ports, of course. You know, for other programs and games, it can't go wrong with any SSD, honestly. You know, as Logan from TechCenter kept saying, you know, make your system snappy, you know, load times will essentially be 0. That might be an exaggeration, but you know, 7 deadly disciples. I thought it was 7 deadly sins. Okay, blaze through this. Just gonna clear the way. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed my solid state drive didn't arrive just yet. But, you know, I waited this long, I can wait a little longer. But yeah, a solid state drive and some new SATA cables. Nothing wrong with the ones I have now, but you know, never hurts to have some extra ones. I think they're angled too. Okay, I thought that was an arrow. I think the altar's trying to tell me something. That's the Demon King, I just dethroned him. Okay, I heard something open. I'm not sure what that did. Oh well, screw it. But again, I cannot emphasize this enough. If you're going to build a new computer, get a motherboard that has an M.2 drive. I can talk today. And yeah, get an M.2 drive. Heck, even the cheap ones are really good. But you know, I decided, you know what, I want to get the most out of money, so if I recommend just one manufacturer for solid state drives, definitely Samsung. I think it's only, M.2 technology's only been around for what, 2 years? Maybe a little longer? But I guess it didn't catch on too quickly because it was kind of pricey. But now it's become a lot more affordable, much like regular solid-state drives. You know, SATA drives, you know. I just call them regular solid-state drives because that's what most people use. Again, I feel M.2 drives are mainly for boot drives and stuff. That's what I use mine for, anyway. Okay, so, I'm just gonna let that run. I keep talking about solid. I never thought I would fall in love with solid state drives. Ever since I got this M.2 drive, though, you know, it's amazing, especially after the Windows 10 update. I don't know what it fixed, but now my boot times are still fast, and you know, from login screen to desktop, it's almost instantaneous. Like again, as soon as I press enter after I enter my password, I'm at my desktop. Before it took it just a few seconds, but now it's like instantaneous. You know, I might as well say this now. I can't believe it took me this long to get a solid state drive, but I'm so glad I'm getting it finally. I'll say this, if you're making a new computer and you don't have even at least one solid state drive, you're insane. Like, at least get it for the boot drive, because you'll be amazed how snappy your computer will load up. Like, my old Cybertron PC took like 10-15 seconds to go from login to desktop. Now, M.2 drive went from just a few seconds to just like that. You know, if you can't hear it, finger snap. Just like that. Okay, I thought that would be the blue key here. Perhaps our princess is in another castle. Or our blue key is in another castle. The question is, which one? Old Yuri's say, I don't know, I'm going to keep blasting demons away till I find it. Oh boy, okay. We're good on ammo for the rest of the episode. Have I gone here? Oh, I haven't gone here. Okay. Nothing there. Looks like one of those maze things. Well, okay, where could it be? Yeah, it's starting to warm up. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be like the high 40s. Still a little chilly, but it's bearable for me. Whereas, maybe the blue key's in another area. I don't know where. Yeah, I already explored all those. Or maybe that switch did open the area where the blue key is. I don't know. Maybe teleport to the central courtyard. We don't know. There's only one way to find out. Well, find our way out of here first. Monsters I haven't killed. Oh. Have I gone here yet? Oh, this is where I started. Okay, some weapons here. Schwartz's Wig, already have you. Doesn't look like I've. Oh, I haven't gone in that door. Have I? Oh, some monsters I haven't killed. Okay, I haven't gone here yet, so I guess this is what the blue key will be. Okay, that's a different area. Okay. Yeah, one more time. I just, gotta make sure it goes through. Build a new PC. Get a motherboard that has an M.2 slot. And then get an M.2 drive as your boot drive. You'll thank me later. Like, even if you just get an M.2 solid state drive, just for booting up stuff quickly, that's good. If you're a gamer like me, you'll want another solid state drive for some of your more play games that definitely use a decent amount of disk space. That's why I went for the 1 terabyte Samsung drive instead of the 500 gigs, because let's face it, Gary's Mod, Skyrim, Fallout 4 aren't exactly small games, especially when you add mods to the equation. And those solid state drives aren't exactly cheap, but there's a reason for that. You gotta remember, computer part prices fluctuate a lot. That's something you gotta expect when you're buying stuff for your PC. Don't expect prices to remain low or remain high. If there's a computer you want, bookmark the Amazon page. Keep an eye on it. If it's a price you like, buy it. If not, then wait till it gets there. Alright, now that my discussion of solid state drives is done, I can get back to talk about this WAD. And yeah, are a few weak maps, but other than that, this is definitely an enjoyable Mega WAD. Not the best I've played, but certainly not the worst. Oh, I flipped that switch, right? Because I flipped the one... Okay, those little thrones with arch vials in them. I think there's one in the middle. I think I got that one, yeah. That's where I got the red key, actually. Let me go back. I'll double check to make sure. Okay, I flipped that one. So many monsters. Let's see, I flipped that one. Let's see, doesn't look like I've gone here yet. No, it doesn't look like it. Nope. Okay. I figured there's one more. Alright. Now we can get out of here. Hopefully. They're not skipping on the cyber hits, are they? One Guru Master. Alright. Alright, you know what? Here. You know what? Here's my little party gift for you guys. Yeah. Sometimes I won't completely eliminate slowdown when I move this to the M.2 drive, but it'll hopefully make it less frequent. Just keep in mind, you know, even the SATA solid state drive has faster read and write speeds than a traditional hard drive, so imagine an M.2 drive. I was getting more, I'm just gonna... Alright, let's go kill Romero again. Unforgiven. Michael Jan Krasik. Okay, so we got our, oh, about time I got a melee weapon, but I don't need that. At least that's it. Okay, so this is a different take on, you know, last level. Let's get the keys first. Nice, I think we need to. And, you know, I might just check out the secret levels anyway. Is there a teleporter down here I can just go to? Okay, here we go. Okay, I want to refrain from using the secondary fire because I don't want to kill Romero too quickly. I want to see him first. The Icon of Sin. You know, even after all this time, I will never be General Romero's bitch. He will be bitch to Vindicator. No, the blue key. Well, it's definitely not as straightforward as Icon of Sin, but you know. Oh, I get the stuff up there. Even though it's not much to get. Map. What was it, map 23? I think that was the weakest map of the bunch. I had to shoot that. Yep. Okay, what's next? Yeah, there are a few secrets, but does that really matter at this point? I'm getting close to the end. Why didn't it raise it completely? Oh, I have to do an order? Okay. Okay. Man, is this a Metallica song? Wait. That's not the Icon of Sin. Oh, there you are. I was about to say, that's not the Icon of Sin. But whatever, he's dead now. Yeah, same interlude, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Okay, now the music has been intrigued. Okay. Okay, I need to ask you something. Does this music fit with what we're looking at right now? I was expecting like a tropical themed map or something like that. Not this. I think I saw Nazis. Yeah, they're Nazis. Well, were Nazis. I'm not sure about the music though, but hey, sure, fine.
I could aid, but with this thing, I don't have to.
I guess we did Nazis. I got dual MP40s. Okay, so we can't just jump down there? Okay. Oh, okay. I'm surprised at all of the absurdity Call of Duty is these days. I'm surprised dual MP40s is not one of those things.
Bonk.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, the design of it is a little bland, but I've seen worse. Come on. Okay, so that switches out to a teleport. Well, I mean, it looks decent enough. I mean, I've seen a lot worse. I still don't know how this music fits, though, but hey. No, I just want to... I want to make this video an hour long, so I'm just gonna... Okay. Theta? Well, how about that? Even the map pack agrees with me that, you know, even Theta solid state drives are faster than hard drives. So imagine, at this point I just want to see the map, see what it looks like, and... Again, this music's a little unfitting, but... I'm not one to judge. Some sort of weird office complex or something. I don't know. But anyway, looks... Where am I going? Looks interesting enough. Again, I've seen a lot worse maps than this. Night of Fail. Well, okay. Morgue theft. Oh, another one. Oh, fuck. You know what? I'm not even gonna kill it. I'm just gonna look at the map. Like, oh shit. Well. Actually, I would love to play through this, but I'm kind of stretched on time as is, and I've kind of already, definitely had my share of killing for a while. Oh, jeez. I'm just playing it just to see what it looks like, but yeah, this is a... You know what? Hold on, where is it? I'll tell you what. I don't work tomorrow, but I will, the next video will be the finale. This one map here, because it actually looks interesting. I actually want to play through it, but I don't want to make this video too long, so this is part 9. Brutal Russian Overkill, episode 52, Doom to Unleashed, PCorf community project. And yeah, next video will be the finale, and it'll be this one map here. So, until then, I've been Caleb signing out.